last night, I was at a weekly mastermind meeting, and all of a sudden, across the headlines of CNBC, comes a bulletin that says the FBI is raiding Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago. What the? How could it be, and what is really going on here? Well, the reports still haven't said exactly what's going on, but here are some of the facts as we know them so far. By the way, the first release to the press came from Trump himself, not from the FBI, not the Democrats, not the news. It came from Trump himself. He released a letter stating some facts about the raid. The first sentence of Trump's letter states the following: "These are dark times for our nation as my beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida, is currently under siege, raided, and occupied by a large group of FBI agents." Wow, Trump went on in his letter to talk about other scams that he thought the Democrats tried to destroy him and his credibility. So he talked about all the different scams. He talked about the Russia scam. He talked about other scams as well, the impeachment scam, whatever. The political prosecution of Donald J. Trump has been going on for years, he said, with now the fully debunked Russia scam, impeachment hoax 2, and so much more. It never ends. It's political targeting at the highest level, he said. The letter is an interesting read, by the way. It's not that long, and it can be found on several news sites. And it ended with, "The lawlessness, political persecution, and witch hunt must be exposed and stopped. I will continue to fight for the great American people, Donald J. Trump." So, what are they looking for? Well, speculation would be that they're continuing to look for something to connect Trump to the Capitol riot. Is there something more? Here's what the speculation in the media is considering the reasons for the raid. There are missing National Archive records that were in Trump's house, and some contain classified information. I couldn't find much information on this, but it appeared to me to be a routine thing, and Trump had already agreed to return them. Of course, another reason can be the ridiculous, as we said, the ridiculous January 6th hearing. And because someone told someone who knew someone who said that it's all Trump's fault. Another reason could be that he's accused of raising some $250 million from supporters to try to prove the claims in court, basically that he won the election. But some say he steered much of that money elsewhere. This could be interesting. I've heard this before. I've heard this rumor. No one has any proof, of course, but I'm curious. This also raises the possibility that he could be charged with wire fraud, which prohibits obtaining money on the false or fraudulent pretenses, which is basically how it works. It could also be part of an investigation for the Georgia election. This focuses on part of a phone call that Trump made to Georgia Secretary Brad Raffensperger, a Republican, on January 2nd. Trump asked Raffensperger to find the votes needed to overturn Trump's election, according to an audio recording obtained by the Washington Post. I still don't, that's almost like as hearsay as the other thing, but whatever. It finally could be about Alvin Bragg, the Manhattan district attorney, who's been investigating whether Trump's family real estate company misrepresented the values of his properties to get favorable bank loans and lower tax bills. So far, all this is speculation, and it really doesn't mean much. It doesn't justify a raid on the home of anyone, especially a former president of the United States. We all know that the witch Pelosi is spinning her little web and trying to catch something, anything she can do to prevent Trump from announcing him running again. And that's probably what this is all about. They want to make sure that he can't run again. And I'm blown away by this. They should just let him run and leave him alone. The more they expose him, the more they make people want to vote for him. He's afraid that, like Pelosi and all, they're afraid that Trump will completely expose the rest of them to all the things that they're doing. The strange part is, they keep exposing themselves and no one is doing anything about it. Unless, of course, maybe they were looking for Hunter Biden's laptop or backup drive in Trump's house. I doubt it, though. With the lack of respect and the lack of trust from this country has shown us with the FBI and other agencies all working for the Democrats, not the American public, did this just fire up the masses? I know I want Trump to run even more now. And when I vote, I want to scream from the mountaintops that I voted for him. Look, I'm looking forward to more information coming from this raid, but this is ridiculous. It's actually really scary when you think about the fact that they just did that, and then that they're adding 87,000 new IRS agents. Oh boy. I'm telling you, the math does not work. It does not work. It's going to be interesting.